Hello everyone, my name's Olivia. We're here at Three Treasures Health and Wellness in Bethel Park, and today we have a sweet and sweaty flow for you. So we are going to get the body moving and we will get the heart rate up, but we're going to do it in a way that honors our alignment and our body. So in order to get started, we're going to bring the hands to heart center in your easy seat, your Sukhasana, your comfortable seated position here. We'll set the body. We ground through the hip points, we ground through the lower body. We zip up the core as if we have a zipper running from the lower part of our pelvis all the way to the bottom rib. We zip together. Roll the shoulders up and down the back and parallel the chin with the floor. Notice your breath. Take one nice deep breath here. Out through the mouth. Beautiful. Our mantra today is I am strong. So feel free to whisper that to yourself at any point during the class and maybe after class too. We'll begin by getting some heat going in the palms and in the hands. Just rub the palms together, the fingers together like you're starting a fire. Create some friction. Build a little heat. We'll start to warm up the wrists and the hands. We will be on the wrists a good bit today, but if you have any wrist problems or any reason to pad the wrists, go ahead. That's absolutely wonderful. Great modification for you. You can also pad the knees or the ankles at any time. So we'll speed up just a little bit, really find some speed, find some heat, and release. Bring the palms to the heart. Feel the heartbeat, feel the warmth. Nice deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Beautiful. As we get started, let's come forward on the mat. Tuck the ankles, come to your tabletop position. The wrists stay underneath the hip points, knees underneath the shoulder points. Press down through the tops of the feet. Press through the L shape of your palm, the thumb and the index finger, and pull the pinky finger in towards you. Zip up through the core and lift the left fingertips up to the wall in front of you. Snuggle that shoulder back inside the socket. Shift the weight into the left knee and lift the right knee up to the sky. Squeeze the glute. Keep the back foot flexed. And when you're ready, pull the elbow towards the knee for a little crunch. Inhale, reach all the way out. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, reach out. As we work today, think of one breath per one movement. Really pressing down through the top of the left foot. Keep your crunch. Exhaling in, inhaling out. Exhaling in, inhaling out. One more. Exhale, crunch. Inhale out. Lower the left palm, but keep the right foot reaching outward behind you. Flex the foot, zip up through the core, puff up through the back body, and begin to pulse. We'll lower the right toes down, lifting up. Right toes down to the floor, lift up. Right toes down, up. Keep going with your own breath, your own pace here. Keep that core nice and zipped up, nice and tight. Clawing through the fingertips. Five more pulses. You've got this. I am strong. And release. Go ahead, send the hips back, fingertips forward. Take a really quick child's pose. Come up off the wrists. When you're ready, inhale, come back to tabletop. Wrists under shoulder points, knees under hip points. Send the weight into the right wrist. Inhale, lift the left wrist up. Oh, I'm sorry. We just did that. We don't want to do it again. We'll send the weight into the left wrist. Inhale, the right fingertips up. Keep the weight in the right knee and in the right foot. Send the left heel back towards the wall behind you. Maybe this is enough here. This bird dog, this sun dog version is perfectly okay if you're working on balance, you're working on stability, anything like that. You're welcome to stay here. But if you'd like a little extra challenge, you can slowly begin to crunch inward on your exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, crunch in. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, release. Move with your own breath here. Make sure to keep that core zipped up nice and tight. The shoulders plugging back into the sockets. Move at a pace that feels comfortable to you. Slow crunches can be good crunches. Let's take 2 more crunches. So exhale in and inhale out. When you're out, go ahead and lower the right wrist and begin to lower the left toes for a little pulse. So we lower down, inhale up. Pressing through the top of the right foot, taking pressure off the right knee. Puffing up through the back body, clawing through the fingertips, and pressing through the index finger and thumb, pulling the pinky finger in towards you. Beautiful. 5 more pulses. Great job. Release. Send the hips back, fingertips forward. Come off the wrists. Maybe you give the wrists a little roll here, give them a little love. That's okay, that's great. And when you're ready, come all the way back up to tabletop. Tuck the toes and lift the knees just very slightly off the mat, so about 1 inch or 1/2 inch off the mat. We'll engage that core, zipping up the zipper that runs from the lower part of the pelvis to the lower rib. Holding here for just a moment. And when you're ready, lift the hips, send the hip points back, heels reach downward, downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet. Enjoy this here. If you'd like to enjoy some stillness, you're welcome to do that. Or you can tick-tock the hips side to side. Take your dog for a little walk. And realign with your breath, reconnect with your breath. Now, when you're ready, we'll catch a wave and we'll begin by just starting to look forward, rolling the upper thighs closer towards the belly, puffing up through the back body, rolling into your high plank position. On your exhale, lift the hips, send the hip points back, downward facing dog. Inhale, we'll roll all the way forward, come to your plank. Exhale, lift the hips, downward facing dog. So we'll do this a few times, move with your breath. Inhale, roll forward to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank, and exhale to down dog. Take one more with your breath. Whisper, I am strong, and meet me in a plank position. You've got this. You're doing wonderful. Maybe you rock back and forth on the hips just a little bit. And when you're ready, lean forward on the hands, lower down, tuck the elbows in all the way to the mat. And release the head down for one deep breath. On your inhale, plant the palms, lift up, low cobra. Exhale, release. Plant the palms, tuck the toes, firm through the thighs, lift the kneecaps, lift all the way up to plank pose, and exhale, downward facing dog. You've got this. I am strong. When you're ready, bend the knees, take the belly to the thighs, excuse me. Look forward and slowly walk your way up to the top of your mat. Exhale when you get there, forward fold. Heel toe the feet out just maybe a little further than hips distance. Grab onto the outer elbows with the opposite hand and swing side to side. This is your ragdoll. If you need to bend the knees generously, go ahead and do that. If you need to place the hands on blocks and just tick-tock the hips side to side, you're welcome to do that as well. When you're ready, inhale, halfway lift. Send the fingertips back behind you like airplane arms. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift again. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, one more time. Exhale, forward fold. And slowly send the fingertips down to come up. Bend the knees, reach all the way up. Mountain pose. Beautiful. Hands to heart center. Take a moment here. We'll roll the wrists in towards the body and out from the body. And once again, in towards the body and out away from the body. Beautiful job. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. We'll ground down through all four corners of the feet, and slowly, as we work on finding the pressure, the grounding through the big toes, the pinky toe, and the back two corners of the heels, we'll slowly start to sink the weight back towards the heels, the hips sinking backwards, lowering the gaze down towards the front of your mat. And as you shift deeper backwards, keep the knees as close to over top of the ankles as possible, enough so that you can lift the toes up off the floor and still stay strong here. Zip up through the core, protect the low back. If you're new to chair pose, maybe your arms will come just straight out in front of you, and that will be plenty. If you've been here before, you've been here often, you can send the fingertips up high. Think of squeezing the inner thighs together, and if you'd like a real challenge, go ahead and walk the toes close together. When you're ready, send the fingertips back behind you. Press up onto the toe tips as far as you can. If you fall, just come right back into it. And exhale, send the weight back in the hips. Maybe you sink a little deeper here. Connect back with your breath. Remind yourself, I am strong. Send the fingertips back. Come up on the toes. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Squeezing the inner thighs together. Zipping up through the core. Inhale, reach all the way forward. Come up on the toes. Find your drishti, your one unmoving point that will help you stay balanced and focused. Exhale, last time, sink as deep as possible here. 3, 2, 1, I am strong. Good, forward fold. Really enjoy your forward fold here. It should feel great. It should release on the back body, the weight of the head pulling downward for a little bit of traction. Maybe you heel toe the feet a little wider than hips width distance. Take a ragdoll. Beautiful. Inhale, halfway lift, send the fingertips out wide. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift again. Exhale, forward fold. Last time, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. When you're ready, send the fingertips down to come up. We'll do our chair flow again. Bring the hands to heart center. Send the weight back in towards the hips. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Sink the hips back deep. Maybe you can pick the toes up off the floor. That's your goal. Think of squeezing the inner thighs together, zipping up through the core. When you're ready, inhale, send the fingertips back behind you, airplane arms. Come up onto the tippy toes. Exhale, release, sink the hips back. A little bit deeper, knees over the ankles. Zip up through the core again. Inhale, reach forward, fingertips back behind you. Exhale, sink a little deeper onto the heels. Make sure you can still pick up the toes. Inhale, one more time, reach forward, up on the tiptoes, airplane arms, send the fingertips backwards. Exhale, sink down as deep as you can go. Zip up through the core. 3, 2, and 1, and forward fold. Good job. Take 3 nice deep breaths here. You've got this. You are strong. When you're ready, step it all the way back to downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet if you'd like. And whenever you're ready, we'll roll forward on the toes, roll forward on the hands, come back to your plank position. You can either stay here, you can always lower the knees. If you'd like, that's always an option. Or you can stay here in your high plank. Or if you'd like, you can start to pick up one hand at a time and slowly touch the opposite shoulder. Reconnect with your breath. Try to keep your hips from moving. It's very difficult and it's virtually not possible to not move at all, so acknowledge that and be kind to yourself. And say thank you to your body for moving as you ask it to today. Beautiful. 3 more touches. And return to your plank position. Good. Roll forward on the arms. Tuck the elbows in, lower down, slow chaturanga. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, push up and all the way back. Send the hips backwards onto the heels for child's pose. You can roll out the forehead here. Remind yourself, I am strong. When you're ready, rise up. Roll forward as if you're rolling through tabletop position. Keep the palms where they are. Maybe scoot the knees back just a bit. When you're ready, lower forward as if you're doing a short knee push-up. Push all the way back up, arch the back, send the belly back for child's pose. What we're doing here is a very small variation of knee down push-ups. So we'll come forward thinking cat pose, lower down, pressing all the way up, using the triceps, keeping the elbows tucked, sending the hips back. Inhaling, coming forward, looking like cat pose, lowering down. Inhale, push up. Exhale, lower all the way back down. Child's pose. Inhale, rolling forward. Exhale, push down. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, child's pose. Inhaling forward. Exhaling down. Inhaling, come up. And release all the way back, child's pose. You can do it. Let's take 2 more. Remind yourself, I am strong. And when you're ready, go ahead, release back into your child's pose. When you are ready, you can always pause the video if you'd like a little extra time in your child's pose, but we're going to keep moving. So when you're ready, you can come back to the center of your mat. So send the feet out long, keep the feet flexed. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. We're rooting down through the hip points. We zip up through the core. We send the shoulders up and down the back. Parallel the chin with the floor. When you're ready, look up. Exhale, lower down, belly to thighs. Take a seated forward fold here. If you have a towel or a strap at home, you can use that, wrap it around your feet, and pull upward. You can always bend the knees and take the belly to the thighs. It's one of my favorite ways to modify a seated forward fold. When you're ready, inhale, slide the fingertips up the legs. Come back to your seat. Plant the palms back behind you. Send the toes long. And lift up, begin to lift through the hips, pressing all the way up to a reverse plank. So the feet are pressing down strongly into the ground. The wrists are under the shoulder points. And as we lower back down, we flex the feet again, bring the hip points in between the hands. Fingertips up to the sky. Exhale, belly to thighs. Seated forward fold. Inhale and exhale. We'll do that one more time. Bring the fingertips up the thighs. Plant the palms back behind you, maybe 2 inches or so to get underneath the shoulder points. Send the toes long. Lift up, squeezing the inner thighs together, squeezing the hip points up to the sky, pressing down strongly through the bottoms of the feet, and looking right up to the ceiling. Remind yourself, I am strong. And exhale, release. Bring the hip points all the way back down. Inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Now, when you're ready, you can go ahead and reach all the way back up. Scoot the sit bones up towards the feet. Last little bit of core work here. I promise you are doing awesome. We'll lean back onto the palms, just like we did with our reverse plank pose. We'll pull the knees up into the chest so that the shins are parallel with the ceiling. If you'd like, you can stay here. This is a great version of a boat. Keep the toes pointing up towards the ceiling. You can lift one hand or both, rolling the shoulders down the back. You can always press into the backs of the thighs. Or you can send the fingertips out long. Embrace the shake here. You've got it. And when you're ready, bring the fingertips to the backs of the thighs. Slowly lower back onto your back here. Pull the knees up into the chest. Give it a slow rock side to side. You did it. The hard part's done. Allow the lower back to flatten into the mat. When you're ready, send both feet down to plant on the floor, the knees reaching up towards the ceiling. And slowly lift up, roll up very slowly to a bridge pose. So we're keeping the feet planted. The knees are directly over the ankles. The hip points reach up towards the sky. Glutes squeeze together and our thighs squeeze together. We're lifting the chest towards the chin and the chin towards the sky. And exhale, release all the way down to the mat. Begin to windshield wiper the feet side to side, the knees side to side. Feel a little release on the low back. When you're ready, allow the knees to drift over towards one side. Bring the feet together. Maybe roll onto the left or onto your side, and inhale, sweep the fingertips all the way up and over, open into your supine twist. If you need to adjust however you feel necessary. But some gentle twisting after core work is a great way to release the low back and allow the abdominals to relax from all the work that they've just put into it. When you're ready, you can close up, come all the way back to your constructive rest, which is your feet planted on the floor, and go back to windshield wipering your knees. And when you're ready, at your own pace, you can send both knees over towards the right or the opposite side. Inhale, lifting and reaching, twisting open, keeping the knees stacked. If you'd like to put a pad underneath your wrist or your hand or even underneath your shoulder, if it doesn't reach the floor, you're welcome to do that. You can make this pose as comfortable as possible for yourself. Send the gaze out towards the upturned palm. And when you're ready, bring both knees back into the chest. We'll rock around just a little bit. And when you're ready, inhale, lift the forehead up to the knees. Squeeze the whole body together. Clench the toes, clench the fists, clench the whole face, and release. Full body stretch. Send everything long. Send the fingertips down beside you. And I encourage you to take a very long and pleasurable final resting pose. You deserve it. At the end of every class, we say the words namaste, which means the light and love in me honors the light and love in each of you, and together we are one. So namaste.